So if you want to create a roster in Madden 25, there is one way to do it, and you've got to go into the Creation Center. As you see, it is a great button here, and I'm just going to go over some of the very basic functions for you to create your own, and then how to save it, load others, and all of that good stuff. So as you go into Edit Roster, you've got Manage Players, Sign Free Agents, Update Roster, Order Depth Chart, Trade Players, and Team Breakdown. So obviously, the first thing you probably want to do if you want to almost like make a fully up-to-date one and then figure out kind of where you want to go, you want to download the latest one, because then you're going to have everything completely above board. Like, you're going to have the most recent updated one from EA. Then the first things first, you can either go to the free agents first and just rotate them round, or you can manage players. From here you can obviously release, trade, and edit players. Now you can edit them fully, got a video on that, which is really cool, but you can obviously release and trade them. If you was to release them, they will obviously go into the free agents. If you want to trade them, you can trade free players for free players, or obviously a bit more. So you can just go to wherever, click him, and then that adds to the trade. You can then move down, and obviously you have to go one for one basically. So that's just another thing you could do if you are looking to trade people over. Instead of releasing them and signing them back, you can kind of do it that way. So you can obviously utilize everybody here. You've got to make sure you obviously have the right amount of players in each team. You can't necessarily just take from anybody else, so just one thing that you've got to look at. Then when you go into the sign-in, the free agents, I didn't even know what they're called now. You obviously have got quite a few that's there. If you just go through, and you can obviously sign them as you see fit, which is always perfect. The order depth chart is obviously as it stands. I can imagine a lot of people know what that is. So for instance, if you're looking at here, you've got the first string, the second string, and the third string, and then obviously no strings. But you can move them up depending on what you want. So for instance, if you've got a created player in a team, or you just think someone should be ahead of somebody else in one of the random teams, then obviously you can go and do that. It's absolutely fine. Obviously, if you don't want to save it, then obviously continue without saving. So that can be, again, very in-depth, and it's why I say whenever looking at the downloaded rosters, you've got to give it like a week or two, because the level of detail that you can go into here is absolutely nuts. Trade players is just another way to go. Obviously, a new roster is available to download, and then you've got the team breakdown as well. So this, again, is going into the few different things that you can do. In general, you've obviously got a few different things that you can do, but when it comes to this, it is what it is. There's nothing here that you can actually do to change. It's just telling you information. So I would say the manage players is going to be the big thing to have a look at, to obviously trade players, release them, and kind of make your own. And like I said, you can even go ahead and edit the players as well. So you could physically make somebody else. Like I saw in the downloaded rosters, somebody is looking to make a Legends roster, so that could be completely taking out a lot of the modern players, the players that are actually playing now, and replacing them with a whole like 1990s draft, or 1990s Dolphins or Jets, or something like that. Like, that is the extent that you can go with here, because we can completely change everybody. We can change the ratings, we can change the attributes, the abilities, the contract unfortunately not, but the apparel and the appearance, we can change absolutely everything. So the rosters can be absolutely massive. Once you've obviously done with what you want, you can obviously save the roster, and you can come back to it another time and go back to the official one if it's just a work in progress. So it's something really cool that you can obviously do. It has got a lot of good features in it, and you should be able to make a pretty cool franchise mode if you was to able to really go in there. Obviously, when it comes to downloading rosters, then it is just quite a simple one. You just go into rosters and download from here, and then if you want to load your specific roster, you want to go into load and delete files, go over to roster, and any of your saved ones should be here as well.